opener for both sides. Atlanta United today wearing training kits. So these are gray tops with light blue trunks, the trunks from the Resurgence kits. And they will not be wearing numbers on their shirts. They will have blue numbers on the trunks. Chattanooga, meanwhile, wearing black shirts and trunks with white numbers and trim. The referee today is Amin Hadjic, who typically officiates as a center ref in USL League One.
I can tell you some other places that Amin typically referees in, because I feel like every game in the fall I had in college, he was on every other one. It was him and Chris Heinzman from Atlanta. Every other game, it was like they traded off. They were following me everywhere during the college season. Amin is a great up-and-coming referee. He got some experience early last season in Major League Soccer. I think he manages the game very well. He's not afraid to make big decisions, and I think he's one to watch. He's one that I would not be surprised that in the long run we don't see him in Major League Soccer down the road on a regular basis.
We want to welcome those of you watching the video stream at atlutd.com/live. Because this game is being heard on the radio, you will hear a radio description today from Jason and I. And on that note, for our radio audience, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. Chattanooga is going to kick off and move from left to right here in the first half. This Atlanta United group comprised mostly of first-teamers, aside from Dominic John Quee, who is currently on the ATL UTD 2 roster in MLS Next Pro, who is playing left fullback. Other than that, first-teamers as Chattanooga kicks off and moves from left to right. They'll play back towards their own goal, where Farid Sarsar back passes to Eldin Jakupovic, formerly of LAFC. He clears down the middle where it's headed down to the halfway line by Luis Abram. The second ball deflects to John Quee, who plays it off to the far touchline, and it will be headed out by Milo Garvanyan, a 25-year-old from Albuquerque, New Mexico, for an Atlanta United throw. Atlanta United in a 4-2-3-1 as it is thrown backwards to Noah Cobb, who will play a back pass to Brad Guzan. Back for another year for Atlanta United. He slides it off into the near corner to Abramo, plays it up the near touchline to John Quee. He's dispossessed for a moment by Jalen James. Now digging for it, trying to win it back is Shande Silva. It tips back to Abramo, will play a long diagonal for Luke Brennan at the halfway line, but it's volleyed away from him by Garvanyan. Knocked down in the midfield by Mateus Klick, who is making his first appearance with Atlanta United. Now Cobb at the edge of the defensive third will pitch clear down the left wing, and it will bounce all the way to Jakupovic, who will back up into his area to collect it.
Very cool day for Noah Cobb, who started his youth career here with Chattanooga FC before joining Atlanta United's academy. Said he had quite a few people that were going to be in the building today. I've seen some Cobb jerseys already.
Here is Abram coming up with it on the near touchline and then knocking it away and out from Jalen James for an attacking third throw to Nashville, which is thrown in quickly to Nagelstad. And the right side of the 18, a shot is blocked. Second ball is swung to the back post and headed out for goal kick by Darwin Ortiz. Beg your pardon, Min Jae Kwok, 24-year-old South Korean who last year scored the MLS Next Pro Goal of the Year.
Started his career in California, spent some time playing professionally in South Korea as well. Played in the Canadian Premier League before coming here to Chattanooga last season.
Play has been stopped because an Atlanta United player has sat down at the edge of the six. I believe this is Matt Edwards, who was holding on to the back of his head, and the physios are going to come out and take a look at Edwards.
It is Edwards. He went up in that aerial duel.
He is sitting up and being attended to by the physios. Tristan Moyamba also having a look at him. And Edwards will walk over to the near side to get further attention as Atlanta United will set up for a right-to-left goal kick. We're in the third minute. There's no score. Atlanta United 2-0-1 all-time in 3 meetings with Chattanooga FC. The 2 wins, one coming in a U.S. Open Cup game, one coming in a preseason game. The last time these teams met here in this stadium, they played to a 3-3 draw on January 28th of 2023.
That was a wild preseason game.
Luis Aruju scored twice, and Macho Pachol had a goal for Atlanta United. Off the goal kick, Abram from the top of the 18, back passing to Guzan. Guzan with arms outstretched to either side. As Cobb and Abram both creep forward just a bit now, Guzan's going to play long over the top where it is intercepted by Stevie Luizon at center circle. They'll play down the left wing now. We're taking it into the far corner as Darwin Ortiz in a duel with Moyamba. They dig for it, and Tristan is able to knock it off Ortiz at the corner flag, and it deflects over the end line for goal kick as Matt Edwards comes back on for Atlanta United.
Good to see Edwards back in. Ortiz is one of the big success stories of the Chattanooga FC Academy. He's 18 years old, originally from Honduras. Grew up in North Georgia, has been part of the Chattanooga Academy, spent some time with SSA as well. This is his first season as a professional, his first opportunity in the big leagues.
Abram walking it out of the defensive third and playing down the middle where it'll be dropped backwards by Shande Silva to Abram. Now John Quee on the near touchline, dispossessed by Tate Robertson. Moyamba wins the ball back, but then gives it away on the near touchline. Here is Nagelstad now outside the attacking third, dropping it back to Callum Watson. He tries to play it forward to Sarsar. The ball pinballs now into the near corner where it's going to bounce in front of John Quee and Watson. They duel to the end line, and the ball trickles out for another Atlanta United goal kick.
Really good work by Chong Quee there. He bunny hopped it as Chattanooga tried to knock it off of Chong Quee. Watson tried to be clever. The youngster for Atlanta was ready for it.
Atlanta United from right to left here in the first half, and here in the first 5 minutes, no possession in the Chattanooga half as Abram slides it back to Guzan at his own penalty spot. He'll return it to Abram, playing on the left side. Abram now sends it down the middle to Cobb, drops it back to Click in the middle, squares it off to the left to Abram. Now Abram playing over the top for Chon Quee. It'll roll to him 40 yards from goal. Centering pass through the boots of Shande Silva and intercepted by Luizon, but then stolen right back by Matt Edwards on the right wing. He centers it where it's cleaned by Luke Brennan. He'll drop it back now to Click. Ahead to Brennan on the far touchline. Brennan with a cross that deflects to the near post. It's cleared by Chattanooga, digging for the second ball at the top of the arc, and winning it and putting a shot on is Click, and the ball is blocked back into the midfield where it'll be cleaned by Tristan Moyamba for Atlanta United. Now Matt Edwards on the right side, playing it to the front side of center circle to Click. Click walking it forward now 40 yards from goal. He will turn and pass to Moyamba. Will come down the left channel, now play it ahead on the near touchline to John Quee in the attacking third. Drop back to the left halfway line to Elise Abram. Scoreless in the 7th minute. Abram squaring to the right to Noah Cobb. Cobb will fire it down the right wing to Edwards. That's a good ball. Got an overlap from Brennan, but instead Edwards will drop it back to Cobb at the right halfway line. Now played behind center spot to Abram. Abram coming forward, sending it ahead to Moyamba. Drop back into the circle now to Cobb, who gives it to Click, back to Moyamba, who slaloms through traffic down the right channel and passes out to the far touchline to Edwards. Ahead to Brennan. Brennan at the right corner of the 18 takes a bump but is able to pass it back to Click. Click sending it ahead now to Shande Silva at the top of the arc, and he is dispossessed. Now it is won back by Atlanta United. It bounces into the near corner. We're trying to run it down as Luke Brennan. Brennan's got it at the near corner flag. They'll play it back in the direction of Chon Quee. It deflects out over the near touchline for an Atlanta United throw.
Good work by Click to help win that ball back for Atlanta. He's on it now.
And Click will play it back to the front side of center circle to Noah Cobb. Squared off to the right to Edwards, about 45 yards from goal. Drop it back to Cobb again at the right halfway line. They'll curl this ahead now to Abram. Abram passing to the left side to Click. He'll send it down the middle, Moyamba, back to Click. Now entering the passing triangle is Moranchuk. He taps it back to Click at center spot. He'll send it down the right wing again to Edwards. Edwards back to Click. The right wing will play a long diagonal into the near corner for Chon Quee, and it will be headed out for a throw by Tate Robertson of Chattanooga.
Really early impressions of Mateusz Click with Atlanta United, but I love what we're seeing from him. He's so quick and decisive on the ball in the central midfield.
Off the throw, Shande Silva lost it. Moyamba got it back and played it backwards to Cobb, who sends it down the middle to Moranchuk, and then he is dispossessed by Luizon. Second ball was loose. It's cleared by Nashville, where it's headed off the halfway line by Cobb to Edwards. Edwards will slice it back behind Center circle to Abram. It'll come forward now, straight down the middle into the Chattanooga half and pass on to Chanqui on the left wing. Chanqui to Silva. Immediately cut back to Abram in front of the left halfway line. He'll square to Click at the front side of center circle. He'll play it over the top now for Baranchuk, and he got a toe to it. He was able to tip it towards the end line, and then it is knocked out for a corner by Chattanooga.
I believe that was trialist number 30 with that clearance.
Chattanooga has requested, and we will comply, that we not identify their trialist. However, I can tell you that that trialist might be someone who's a little bit familiar to Atlanta United supporters who have paid very, very close attention to the youth system.
Second team.
And second team. Coming out of the near corner, this is swung to the near post, and it is headed clear nicely by Sarsar. Ball back into the midfield where Luke Brennan claims it and passes to Chanqui in front of center circle. He'll drive it ahead down the left wing now to Shande Silva. Silva into the box on the left side. Here's his cross, loose, and stepping over it near the penalty spot is Moranchuk. It'll roll to the far side. It'll be cleared by Kwok. Nashville trying to counter from left to right, stepping up to tackle it down the touchline is Cobb, but the ball is blocked. It's fired forward by Nagelstad, back towards Cobb, who's able to head it forward. Now it trickles past Edwards to Brennan, and Atlanta's got to break down the right side here with Brennan through traffic into the attacking third, passing to the far post and off his line is Jakubovic to tip it over the end line and out. It's going to be goal kick.
No, foul's coming back as Brennan was grabbed as he broke through. Hodzic allowed advantage to play out. It looks like he's bringing it back for the free kick. Brennan was on the break, and there were arms trying to grab him as Brennan is running through arm tackles.
Through traffic into the attacking
it's the
third.
Bump at
passing
the end,
to the far
and
post
that's
and off
why
his
the
line is
pass was too heavy
Jakubovic
from
to
Brennan. Again, this is a referee with experience at the professional Major League Soccer level. He let that play out because if that pass finds TRA, that could be a goal. When it didn't, he brings it back for the free kick.
The free kick will be taken by Click. About 25 yards from goal, just wide of the far post. So the angle is to Jakupovic's left. We're scoreless in the 11th minute. Mateusz Click, acquired from DC United in the offseason. Played 2 seasons there as a designated player. He gets the whistle. He's to the right of the ball. He steps up and sends it towards goal. A diving save by Jakubovic to parry it wide of the post nearest to the pitch and out for a corner.
Jakubovic, a ton of experience all over the world. Hasn't played as a regular in a while. Moranchuk with that free kick from about 25 yards out. A really good diving save from Jakubovic.
Swung out of the far corner. The target was Silva, but it's over his head, and it's going to bounce away from him and out over the end line for goal kick to Chattanooga. So a very productive couple minutes in possession for Atlanta United. But we remain scoreless here in the 12th minute.
Yeah, much better end of that sequence from Atlanta United. And look, it's preseason. You're working on things. I think we've seen already early on they're working on the build-up phase a lot, and they want to get that right in a variety of different ways. We've seen them be maybe a little slow and deliberate in that phase. That's intentional. Right now, you're trying to get the building blocks of the way you want to play nailed down.
Atlanta United wins the ball off the goal kick. Here is Abram sending it down the middle where Click is spun down and fouled by Darwin Ortiz on the edge of the defensive third.
Look, I like that from Ortiz. You're talking about an 18-year-old from just down the street playing against a former Polish international with a ton of experience in England. Yeah, introduce yourself.
Do you remember the young man from Dalton, Georgia?
Oh, I
believe
remember.
His last name was McGrath, who...
No, it was Rodriguez. Damian Rodriguez.
Who had a big game here in the preseason 2 years ago against Atlanta United. In fact, here's a turnover now. Kwok out of the far corner. Centers it where it deflects off of Nagelstad to the near post. Brad off his line as chasing the ball is James diving over Brad trying to draw a penalty. He does not. It stays in play. Chanqui clears, trying to fire it down the right wing to Luke Brennan. The ball, though, knocked away by trialist number 30. It rolls now to Taint Robertson on the near side. It'll back pass to Jakubovic.
That was a grown man defensive play from Dominic Chong-Kui, who is not a grown man as of yet, but not afraid to use his body. He gets enough of James without committing the foul to prevent him from getting to that ball. Really good defending from Jonqui.
Chattanooga from left to right. Garvagnon steps over the tackle of Brennan. He'll drive into the attacking third down the left wing. Out of another tackle into the box left side. Centers it for Nagelstad. Spun down and dispossessed by Moyamba at the top of the 18 cleanly. A back pass by Moranchuk to Guzan. Guzan will clear down the left wing. That'll go over the head of Silva. It'll bounce into the Chattanooga half. Chasing the ball now, TRA. It'll be fired backwards by Watson to the goalkeeper, Jakupovic, and Chattanooga will try again. As trialist number 30 passes back to Jakupovic. Eldin Jakupovic was with LAFC in 2023. He played a long time for Leicester. In fact, he won the FA Cup with them. He's also gotten some caps with the Swiss national team.
Hasn't played regularly since 2016-2017. That's the last time he played more than 10 games in a season. But a ton of experience for Chattanooga in goal.
This is driven way over, hit down the left wing by Watson. It's going to roll all the way over the end line and out for an Atlanta United goal kick as we're in the 15th minute of a scoreless match. Atlanta plays quickly from right to left as it's rolled up to Abram. Drop back to Guzan at the penalty spot. He'll now start it down the right wing to Noah Cobb. He stops on the edge of the defensive third and will drop it back to Guzan, who's now 20 yards off his line. And he'll tap it ahead to Abram. Abram gives it back to Cobb on the right side. Cobb will bounce it further to Edwards along the far touchline, and he'll turn and dribble now. Edwards playing a long diagonal for Jonqui. It connects 50 yards from goal on the near side. Jonqui pulls it down and gives it to Moyamba in front of the left halfway line. He'll play a long diagonal back to Edwards. Edwards heads it forward towards Brennan. It bounces to him in the far corner. Here's Brennan now, putting it across, lunging header to clear out to the top of the 18 where it deflects off Edwards. He wins the ball back, gives it to Click, sent ahead to Brennan. Another cross, deflected away at the post nearest and out for a corner.
Two dangerous crosses from Luke Brennan, and we talked about this last year. I think it's even more of a priority this year. Final product. Luke Brennan has all of the tools. He is fearless in the 1v1s. He's a great dribbler. It's the final product. It's goals, it's assists. That's the next step for Luke Brennan.
Third corner of the first half for Atlanta United. Coming out of the far corner, goal to our left. Swung to the penalty spot and headed clear. Well handled by Chattanooga. Bounce back into the midfield where Moyamba will scissor kick it back to Guzan.
It's about resetting, and this is something that you'll see in a preseason game right here. You want to get organized. You want to get reset. You want to work on your build-up. You knock that all the way back to your goalkeeper and start over.
Guzan 35 yards off his line, floating it down the near touchline where it is headed away from Shande Silva now for a throw by Taint Robertson. Be thrown backwards by Click into the Atlanta half to Abram. Abram now will square it off to the right to Noah Cobb. Cobb will drive it ahead down the right wing to Brennan again. Brennan dropping it back to Edwards behind the right halfway line. He'll scoop it back further to Cobb. Cobb squaring to the left again. Here is Abram. Abram will send it down the middle where Shande Silva spins on the ball, tries to advance it. It deflects away from him. It's recovered now by Robertson, who back passes to Jakupovic, and he'll clear. Down the middle, we're getting high up in the air to knock it forward as Noah Cobb to Moyamba. Tristan now scooting it ahead to Shande Silva on the near side. Drop back in front of center circle to Click. Down the middle to Moranchuk in the central attacking third. Had trouble digging it out of his boots and had to pass backwards to Edwards. Now at the backside of center circle, here's Cobb to Abram again. Behind the left halfway line, sending it up to Jonqui. A beautiful ball threaded through to Silva in the near corner. Dribbles into the box. Here's his cross. Deflects loose at the penalty spot. Jonqui running up to it. It's cleared. Back to Moyamba. He'll hand it off now to Click. Click turning and passing off to the right to Edwards. Ahead down the right wing now to Luke Brennan. Here's a cross by Brennan. Deflects out for a corner. That right wing of Atlanta United is asking a lot of questions of Chattanooga here in the 18th minute.
Matt Edwards getting forward. You're going to have the potential for some opportunities at right back early in the season with Brooks Lennon recovering from the shoulder injury. Edwards trying to put himself in that conversation.
Off a short corner, Click to Moranchuk, center to Moyamba in the central channel. Pitch back to the right. Can Brennan run it down at the end line? He's able to volley it off the end line, but it went out. Goal kick to Chattanooga.
Yeah, not quite on the same page there. Just a little off
You know, I know managers have different philosophies when it comes to these preseason friendlies, Jason, and we've worked with some managers for Atlanta United who look at these as competitions. Others really look at these more as a fitness test. Where do you think Ronnie Dyla falls in that?
I think it's a performance test here for Atlanta United. When I ask him about, what you're looking for here and what is important about these games, he's not as worried about the result as he is the level of performance. He wants a good performance from the group. Fitness is part of that, but he wants a good performance playing the way that they have started trying to build.
Chattanooga trying to attack from left to right. Garbagnon passed it out of play on the far side. The Atlanta throw will be retaken because 2 balls are on the pitch. Playing under bright sunshine here at Finley Stadium in Chattanooga today with temperatures in the 40s, comfortable for the players. As Edwards will throw it into Guzan.
It's fine.
Right at the edge of the 6.
Brad's got game. He's got game.
He'll play it out to the corner where Abram sends it up to Chanqui. Ahead now to Silva, who gives it to Moyamba. Moyamba then dispossessed, at least for a moment, by Jalen James. It rolls back behind the halfway line where Callum Watson has it for Chattanooga, and he'll pass to Robertson. Over to Dudley, trialist number 30, who sends it down the left wing now, and Garbagnon tries to slide it ahead to Kwok and does as he spins out of a tackle of Edwards, and then coming back to foul him from behind is Luke Brennan. So a free kick for Chattanooga about 40 yards from goal.
Don't mind that foul from Brennan. You don't want to let Minjae Kwok get forward and try to create something. Brennan with the grab. Kwok goes down. You're okay with that because it's 40-plus yards from goal. It's not going to create an opportunity directly. You're able to defend it. It's a high line for Atlanta outside of the 18.
So the free kick coming about 40 yards from goal on the left wing. Garbagnon is standing over it, and he'll play a long diagonal to Jalen James at the right side of the 18. He traps, he dribbles around Chanqui into the box that he's dispossessed by Moyamba, rolls to the end line, he puts a cross in that is behind Nagelstad. Trying to run it down is Brennan, and Brennan is able to win the ball. He knocks it off Garbagnon for goal kick as it dies over the end line.
Yeah, Brennan was trying to pop that around Garbagnon and take off running down the right side. Didn't quite come off, but he gets the goal kick out of it. That was a 1v1 defensively that Chanqui's going to want back. That's one that'll be in the video room this week talking about.
Scoreless in the 21st minute. Atlanta playing from right to left with Noah Cobb on the edge of the defensive third, right side. Sends it down the middle to Click, who will fire back pass to Guzan, who's played off his line a little more than I'm accustomed to seeing him, at least early in this match. Now 20 yards off his line. He'll flick it ahead to Abram, who sends it down the near touchline to Shande Silva. He'll play back through traffic to Click behind center circle, flicked ahead to Moyamba, drop back on the right side to Cobb, fired out to the far touchline. Edwards threading it through to Brennan, another good ball. Brennan turning and dribbling, but this time closed down from behind by Louison, who knocks it out for a throw.
Good recovery run from Louison.
But it's an attacking third throw for Atlanta, and I like Edwards and Brennan on the right side here. They've been good as it's thrown into Moranchuk. Just outside the right attacking third. Dribbles back into the midfield, spins against Watson, gives it to Moyamba, who plays it up to Edwards. Here's across the penalty spot, headed away by Sarsar, out to the far touchline where Moyamba is going to let that roll out for a throw. So all the crosses, all the service have come from the right side here in the first 22 minutes for Atlanta. Off the throw, here's Moyamba, chopping it back into the Atlanta half. No pressure for Cobb, who will curl a square ball over to Abram. Back to Cobb on the right side behind the halfway line. It'll walk it into the Chattanooga half and pop it ahead to Edwards. Edwards, about 40 yards from goal, scoops it back to Cobb. Pressure by Nagelstad, gives it back to Edwards, who will roll it back to Cobb again, this time in the Atlanta half. And Brad Guzan, 30 yards off his line, will kick it ahead down the left side now to Abram. Squared in front of center circle to Moyamba. Drop back to Abram, who bounces it to Click at center spot. He'll flick it ahead to Moranchuk. Back to Click. Sent ahead through traffic to Moyamba. Is dug off the ball cleanly by Jalen James. Chattanooga countering from left to right. James down the right channel. Stops 40 yards from goal and rolls it backwards to Taint Robertson. Robertson now will drop it back to Sarsar behind the right halfway line. Now entering the passing triangle is Watson, who rolls it ahead to Robertson. Pitched ahead now to James in a duel with Moyamba, and it's off of Moyamba on the near side for a Chattanooga throw.
Good recovery. Muyumba got dispossessed by James. Maybe the arms were out a little bit. Muyumba didn't get the call initially, but he works back and prevents James from getting into the attacking third.
Off the throw, it's Shondae Silva coming in from behind to dispossess Robertson. He knocked it out for another throw, though, and it's dropped into Watson, who sends it ahead to Kwok just outside the right corner of the 18. Pass to James. John Quee got a toe on it, and it is pitched down the near side and out for a throw by Robertson. Chattanooga will step up to press the throw of John Quee, which he'll throw to Shondae Silva, trying to volley it ahead to TRA. TRA was able to claim the ball, but then dribbled it out for a Chattanooga throw about 40 yards from goal. Scoreless in the 24th minute. Tate Robertson throwing it in to Luizon, who gives it away to TRA. Then it is knocked back down to Moranchuk, who plays it ahead to Click. Click ahead to Edwards. Edwards coming down the right wing into the attacking third. Matt Edwards just outside the right corner of the 18. Drop back now to Click. Fired ahead towards Jamal TRA, but overhit. It will be claimed by the goalkeeper, Jakupovic, at the end line.
Trying to dial up those passes. That's a good look from Click. He had double-digit assists with a DC team last year that mostly scored their goals through Christian Benteke in the air. Click has that ability to split the lines with passes and create things. He is a very good central midfielder on the ball. He's very good defensively, winning the ball back in the middle third.
As we see there, and now Edwards will roll it back to Cobb. 25th minute of a scoreless match. This is played ahead to Moranchuk in front of center spot. He'll slide it back to Abram, who runs up to claim it. Now we'll cut it to Click below center circle. Click finks the pitch, and now we'll roll it off to Cobb on the right side. Cobb deep in the play, sending it ahead again to Edwards. A good ball out of the corner. Here comes his cross, gets all the way through, and then it's knocked away by Tate Robertson over the far touchline and out for an Atlanta throw.
Robertson coming back to Chattanooga from Lexington SC. Had played with Chattanooga before joining the new USL League One team that's now moving up to the USL Championship. 59 games over the last 2 years there.
Off the throw, here is Moranchuk, dropping it back in front of center circle, Moyamba. Bouncing it ahead down the left wing to John Quee. Another cross, cut away by Sarsar at the penalty spot. And then overhead kick down of danger by Robertson for a throw on the near touchline. Atlanta putting Chattanooga under a lot of stress here in the 26th minute, but no breakthrough yet. Good throw into Click by John Quee, and then he could not thread the final ball through to Shondae Silva. Just a little overhit, and it will roll out.
Dominic Chong Quee just turned 17 about a month ago. He broke through in about mid-season with Atlanta United 2 last year, and covering the games and talking to Steve Cook on a regular basis. What stands out to me about Chong Quee is Cook said he got better when he joined the twos. His performances were better with the twos than they were with the U18s. He's elevated, and he's been able to maintain that performance every level he's jumped up. This is a really big year for Chong Quee before he joins the first team roster next year.
Atlanta in possession off the goal kick with Luis Abram. Long diagonal off to the right side. Edwards again, trapping and maneuvering around Minjae Kwok, dropping it back to Noah Cobb on the edge of the right defensive third for Atlanta United. He'll send it down the middle where Moranchuk takes a bump from Lewis John, and now we'll center it to Moyamba inside the arc. He'll pass out to the far corner. Cobb will bounce it clear up to Moranchuk, who is stood up at the halfway line by Garbanyan. Now the ball rolls back in the direction of Robertson, who will pass it in the direction of Jalen James, who stood up at the halfway line and fouled by Chon Quee. Ronnie Dyla applauding the effort of Dominic Chon Quee there.
Yeah, it's a foul you don't mind. It's a foul that's not going to hurt you. It's a foul that allows your team to get reset, get organized. It's a foul that a lot of 17-year-olds don't make.
So it'll be a Chattanooga free kick about 5 yards behind the right halfway line. Chattanooga's playing at a 4-3-3. Tate Robertson will roll it backwards to Farid Sarsar, 25-year-old from Argentina. Squares it to the left to trialist number 30. He'll return it off to the right side to Sarsar, and Sarsar will drive it clear down the right channel. It's over the head of Jalen James. Brad's going to come all the way off his line to claim it at the left corner of the 18 and then roll it ahead to Click. Click with a little bit of a heavy touch, pestered by Minjae Kwok now, has to drop it back to Abram. outside the 18 on the left side. Passed up to Chanqui. Ahead to Shonde Silva, who's dispossessed by Jalen James. Then Shonde spins Jalen James down, and it's knocked out for a throw by Click in the right attacking third for Chattanooga.
It's one where the dribble inside his own half didn't pay off for Shonde Silva. It was risky to try. It did not work, but they do prevent the team from Chattanooga from breaking into the attacking third.
Thrown all the way back to the right halfway line to Sarsar. Squared to trialist number 30. Gives it back to Sarsar at the right halfway line. They'll roll it down the near touchline to Jalen James again. Slaloms past Moyamba. Takes a bump from Silva. Is able to drop it back to Lewis John. Now at center spot, it's trialist number 30. Kicking it below center circle to Robertson. And Chattanooga will play backwards again to Fareed Sarsar, who will turn him back pass to Jakupovic. This time TRA is going to trot up and apply some pressure as the goalkeeper Jakupovic hands it off to trialist number 30 on the left side. They'll send it down the left wing to Garvanyan. Back to trialist number 30. And he will pitch it over the top to no one. It'll go over the head of Noah Cobb, and Guzan will collect at the top of the Atlanta 18.
Didn't get the run he was thinking he was going to get there. Atlanta handles it well.
Still scoreless as we cross into the 30th minute. Finley Stadium in Chattanooga, the first of 5 scheduled preseason friendlies for Atlanta United, the first of 3 to be streamed, and the first of 2 to be heard on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. If you're watching on the stream, because we are on radio, you're getting the radio description. Here's Abram sending it down the left channel where a loose touch by Shonde Silva gives it back to Chattanooga. Here's Nagelstad dribbling into the box. Brad off his line is able to cut down the angle, block a shot, and Cobb is able to clean it up and clear it.
I think Cobb got a block on the first opportunity from Nagelstad. Really good recovery after a bad turnover inside their own half.
Atlanta sloppy in the counter, though. Chattanooga's got it back with Lewis John. They'll drop it back to trialist number 30. That was the best scoring opportunity of the game for either team in the first half hour. Now, here's TRA almost picking off trialist number 30. It rolls to Sarsar on the near side. Ahead to Robertson, who gives it to Garvanyan, who's come over to the right side, and he knocks it off Moyamba for a throw. And here comes a sub now for Chattanooga here in the 30th minute. And Nagelstad is going to come off after that scoring opportunity for trialist number 18.
I don't know the identity of trialist number 18. I have nothing to add on that one.
That's probably a good thing as far as Chattanooga is concerned.
Nagelstad, the veteran. Look, it's early in preseason. It's a little bit earlier for Chattanooga. Their season will start a couple weeks after the Major League Soccer season, so fitness is a concern. You don't want guys to push past where that number is right now.
And obviously substitutions unlimited in this preseason friendly.
You might see players come back into the game. Everything's possible today.
Atlanta in possession here in the 31st minute. Edwards on the far side up to Brennan at the halfway line. Brennan in a jam has to flick it back to Edwards. Back further now to Cobb. And back further to Guzan standing at the edge of the 6. He'll curl it off to the near side now to Abram. He'll dribble to the edge of the left defensive third. And now fire it down the middle. We're stepping in front of Chanqui as Robertson to steal it. And pitch it back now in the direction of trialist number 18. But this is well handled by Abram, who dispossesses him and turns and clears it. Jumping up in the air to head it forward is Robertson. It deflects into the middle now. Digging for it is Luke Brennan. He almost came up with it, but it's taken away by Ortiz, and he draws a foul. So good play by Luke Brennan.
Good fight from Brennan. Brennan looks like he might have been hitting the weight room a little bit in the offseason.
The free kick taken quickly, maybe too quickly by Click. And the referee, Hadjic, is bringing it back. Chattanooga was all out of sorts there on that quick free kick, and the referee is going to give them a chance to get set up.
Might have been a little bit of super bouncy ball action there on that free kick.
Could be. We are playing on an artificial surface, but this is a well-regarded surface as Abram tries to send it up to Shonde Silva, and it rolls beyond him and out for a throw on the near side.
Don't ask Steve Cook about this surface, please.
Steve Cook, the manager of Atlanta United 2.
They had some wild games here last year.
Off the throw, Jakupovic has it, clears it down the middle. Now the ball deflects backwards to trialist number 30, who will back pass to Jakupovic again. He'll clear down the middle to Minjae Kwok. A good trap. He'll turn and dribble and give it to Garvanyan now on the far side. He'll send it down the wing where it's stolen by Moyamba, and back pass to Guzan again. Guzan reverses play from right to left. Cobb up to Moyamba, ahead to Edwards now on the far touchline. Edwards will dribble into the middle and give it to Click behind center circle.
So smooth from Muyamba to spring Edwards down the right. It wasn't on. Drop it back to Click and reset.
Now this is fired off the near touchline by Shande Silva. Back to Click, who's waving everyone forward here as he squares it to Cobb on the right side. Ahead to Edwards, poked ahead now to Brennan. He claims it on the far touchline. Brennan in the right attacking third, dribbling on Kwok, handing it off to Moyamba. Here's his pitch to the penalty spot, and just missing the header is Moyamba. I think it just glanced over his head. It rolls to Robertson, who's able to clear it up to Jalen James, who's in a 1v2 now with John Quee and Click, and he's able to pivot around Click and drop it back into center circle to Louis Jean.
Really nice from Jalen James in that sequence.
Now Garvanyan up ahead to Minjae Kwok on the far touchline, about 40 yards from goal. They'll drop it back to Louis Jean. To Garvanyan on the far touchline, who cuts it back into the Chattanooga half to trialist number 30. They'll square it to Sarsar on the near side. Sarsar playing it ahead to James on the near touchline. Fired ahead. This is a nice ball. If it's onside, it is to Taint Robertson at the right corner of the 18. He'll curl it to the far side where it's headed up in the air by Edwards to Click, trying to work it over to Moyamba. Robertson steals it and is able to drop it back to Louis Jean. Now the ball rolls to trialist number 30 inside center circle. All Chattanooga here in the 35th minute. Garvanyan dropping it back to the right halfway line to Sarsar.
I think the legs have gotten a little heavy for Atlanta United. This is week 2, the end of week 2 of preseason. This is the most intensity you've had in a long period of time, and I think you're seeing some guys really hit that wall right now. Can they push through it and finish this first half strong?
Sarsar on the edge of the right attacking third for Chattanooga. Pops this down the near touchline. Abram gets into a collision with trialist number 18. The ball bounces off Abram to Guzan. Guzan will let that roll off to the right, and he'll pitch it down the right wing to Edwards. Clean trap. He's able to square it to Moyamba, who fires it ahead to Brennan on the far touchline. Pitched in the direction of Edwards now, who's behind the back line. He dribbles to the top of the 18. He squares to Baranchuk. Shot! And it's tipped wide of the near post and out for a corner by Jakupovic.
Came off the post. Jakupovic didn't get to it. Moranchuk wasn't able to beat the post really close from the top of the 18, just off the outside of the post. Might have caught the frame of the goal. Narrowly missed there from Moranchuk, but a great run from Edwards, and Brennan really liked that ball. He holds it up, sees Edwards making the run, and then perfectly weighted ball for Matt Edwards to be able to make something with.
Off the goal kick, John Quee heads it into the ground. It's claimed by Robertson, who's fouled from behind by Shande Silva. So that was the best scoring opportunity of the game so far for Atlanta. Coming into the 36th minute, official stats are not being kept today, but I'd say there's been probably one quote-unquote big chance for each team here in the first half.
Yeah, that was good from Edwards. He had a nice move on the dribble as well to create a little bit of extra space. That's one of the questions about Matt Edwards playing fullback. Can he contribute in the attacking half? If he can continue with runs like that, the answer is yes.
Here's a pitch by Sarsar up to trialist number 18. Abram poked it away from him. He got it back, and now it rolls to John Quee, who gives it to Abram, trying to slide it up the near touchline to Shande Silva. He collides with Robertson. The ball is out. I think they're calling a foul on Chattanooga.
Sean Quaid did enough there to keep it moving, put it into a safe spot for Abram to clear it up the line.
It's going to be a throw, not a foul. Good decision by the referee again. Got to say, he's been very good here in the first half.
I like how he's managing things.
Yeah.
I like how he's handling the game. He's got the experience. This is a guy who I've seen him work a game on a Saturday morning after working a game in another state on Friday night. So he's got the drive, and this is a good opportunity for Amin Hadzic, our referee today.
John Quee dropping it back to the left halfway line to Abram. Now Moyamba playing a long diagonal that's under hit for Edwards and knocked away by Garvanyan up to Minjae Kwok, who attacks down the left channel for Chattanooga. Into the attacking third, ahead to trialist number 18. He'll shoot over the crossbar. Out for goal kick.
maybe the leader in the clubhouse for the Try-List of the Game award, which is always a preseason favorite. Really good opportunity there from Try-List 18. Got that little bit of space at the top of the 18. Got inside, put it over the bar. Cobb did enough to not give him a really good look at goal, and I think Gazan might have had it covered if it was on frame.
And Chattanooga, their club officials have requested that we not identify their Try-Lists, and we are going to be polite and comply with that request.
There's a couple of them we know, so we'll try not to let that slip. Sorry. We apologize in advance.
Yes, that would be completely unintentional if I did that.
Yes.
In the 38th minute, here is Cobb rolling it back to Guzan. Again, it's about 30 yards off his line. We'll start it down the left side to Abram.
I think you're going to have to get used to that one, Mike.
Here is Moyamba now, rolling it off to Cobb on the right side. Cobb will give it back to Click now behind center circle. Click passing through the circle to Moyamba, who glances it off to the left to Sean Quee. Sean Quee now to the edge of the attacking third. Centers it back to Click, right in the middle. Bounces it off to the right now. Here's Edwards giving it back to Click. It's knocked away momentarily, but it'll roll back to Cobb. Now here's Edwards scooting it on to the far touchline. Brennan 40 yards from goal. Dribbling inside and passing ahead to Click. Click sliding it forward, trying to hook up with Edwards. It's stolen by Louis Zahn, but won back by Alexei Moranchuk. Now here is Moyamba. Tapping it ahead to Moranchuk. Fired off to the right by Click to Edwards. Back to Click, 40 yards from goal to Moyamba. He'll drop it back to the edge of center circle to Cobb. Down the middle to Abram. Fired into the near corner now to Sean Quee. Here's his cross to the back post, and it's blocked by Sarsar. Leaping on for it was TRA. Now Edwards has it at the right corner of the 18. A pass to Click. He'll pitch it to the penalty spot again. Blocked away by Trialist number 30. Moyamba has it now. Given to Sean Quee. Bounced ahead to Shande Silva. Curls back into the midfield and drops it back to Cobb. Still scoreless in the 40th minute. Down the middle, turning on the ball. Luke Brennan in traffic, taken down. They play on. Here is Shande Silva to Edwards in the far corner. He takes a touch. He'll drop it back now to Shande Silva on the right wing. Centered to Click in the middle. Back into the far corner. Here's Edwards again. Ahead to Brennan at the far end line. Spins into the box. Edge of the six. Brennan with a diving shot. Blocked away. Rebound is sent back through. It floats high in the air, and Brennan will volley it off the end line of the near post, and it'll be smothered by Jakubovic.
Turn from Brennan was audacious to make that space inside the 18. Spun to the back, came around, put in the cross that got blocked. Really good creative work from Luke Brennan.
And it was Fareed Sarsar who blocked that shot. So Jakubovic sends it from left to right down the right channel to Sean Quee, who heads it out for a throw. 41st minute of a scoreless match. A relatively even first half. As Tate Robertson will throw it down the right wing. Trialist number 18 flicking it to Jalen James in a 1v1 with Sean Quee, and Sean Quee wins it. Sends it ahead to Moyamba. To Shande Silva, back to Moyamba. Drop back further now to Sean Quee along the near touchline. And he'll curl it backwards to Noah Cobb, who will sprint out of the defensive third now for Atlanta United. Comes all the way up to the halfway line and hands it off there to Edwards. Back to Cobb at the right halfway line. He'll center it. Center spot here is Moyamba, sending it down the middle to Shande Silva. This time he traps and kicks it ahead to Click. Final ball through for TRA blocked. Bounces out towards Sean Quee. Minjay Kwok cleans it up. Sends it to the near touchline. It'll stay in play, and Moyamba will flick it backwards to Abram. 42nd minute. Here's Click in front of the left halfway line. Driving it up the left wing again to Sean Quee. Centered to Moranchuk outside the left corner of the 18. Here's his cross to the back post. Overhit. It'll bounce out for goal kick.
Calibration is not there in January, as it will hopefully be there in about a month's time. You've seen some overhit passes. You've seen some underhit passes. I think the philosophy and the way that the team wants to play, you're seeing layers of it today. I think you're seeing the way they want to build up. You're seeing some of that counter pressure, although not quite as intense as I thought it might be. You're seeing the structure a little bit, but the quality, look, it's not quite there yet as this team is continuing to round into form.
Atlanta in possession off the goal kick as Guzan sends it ahead to Click. I think if you're looking for encouraging signs in a half where Atlanta hasn't scored yet, This is stolen by trialist number 30, sent up to Kwok. Tries to pop it ahead to trialist 18. It's headed away from him by Abram. Kwok of the second ball deflects it backwards. Garbanyan then dispossessed by Shande Silva, but it rolls to Jalen James. Back to Garbanyan, who reconnects with James about 30 yards from goal on the right side. Now they kick it ahead to Taint Robertson on the near touchline. It'll drop it back again. This time to Callum Watson, who plays it back to Sarsar in the Chattanooga half. I think what I'm encouraged by is this is an overhit pass by Chattanooga that will drift harmlessly out in the Atlanta half. Chankwi looks like a first-teamer.
Yep.
Click looks like he's got some chemistry. And we saw Edwards and Brennan, when they got chances last year, particularly in Open Cup, they did really well for Atlanta United. They seem to have picked up where they left off last year.
Yeah, those two on the right look like they're ready to take a step forward and push for more playing time with the first team. I really like what we've seen from Click and how he fits the way this team wants to play. And, I said it off the top. Atlanta and the academy has a knack for creating left backs. George Bello was very good very early. Caleb Wiley improved and improved.
Here's an attack by Brennan coming down the right wing, and the cross is going to deflect away from Shande Silva out over the end line on the left side, and it is going to be, I believe, a corner.
John Kui was one of the targets on the back post there, and finished the thought. I think he is even further along than maybe Wiley and Bello were at the same age. If he can continue progressing at that same pace, might have a problem at left back.
Out of the near corner, it's sent to the penalty spot, headed away by Jalen James. A handball claim by Chattanooga, and the referee is going to call it on Shande Silva.
Yeah, the arm might have been extended just a little bit, and it's a different mindset when it's an attacker that could be a handball versus a defender that could be a handball. You can't gain any advantage in that situation.
Ask Duncan McGuire about that. That was the key play that put Atlanta United in the playoffs on decision day. Just a few weeks ago, really. It feels like this has not been a long off season at all.
It hasn't.
We'll take that.
It's been busy, though. It's been a very busy off season, but it has not been a long one. And there's still a lot of things that are going to continue to make it busier before we get to opening day.
In the 45th minute, Jakubovic takes the free kick. It's headed down at the edge of the defensive third by Abram, but to Louis John, who gives it to Garbanyan coming down the left wing, and to Minjae Kwok in the far corner, and that's another overhit pass that'll roll out for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's that combination, the passing, the weight of the pass. It's hard to be there and be sharp in that this early in the year and in the season. That will do it for the first half.
No score in what was a fairly even first half between Atlanta United and Chattanooga. We'll have more after this from Finley Stadium in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Halftime, Atlanta United and Chattanooga FC scoreless on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. For the most part, you're getting almost all first-teamers today. You got almost all first-teamers with the first group, with the exception of Dominic Chankwi. And Jason, here in the second group, you're going to get pretty much all first-teamers, with the exception of second-round draft pick Ronan Wynn.
Yeah, I think you're seeing a little bit of what happens in preseason too. No Pedro Amador today. He trained on Tuesday, did not train on Thursday, was working out off to the side, so I don't think it's a long absence. Derek Williams did train on Thursday, but not playing today. So the group in this second 45, Josh Cohen, backline left to right, Ronald Hernandez, Efrain Morales, Stian Gregerson, Ronan Wynn at right back. Midfield trio anchored by Bartosz Slisz, wearing the number 99 now. Jay Fortune alongside him. Will Riley coming back as a homegrown signing after time at Stanford. He's playing as the 10. I think he'll be a little bit deeper is what I'm expecting. On the right side, it's Saba Lobjanidze. On the left side, Edwin Mosquera. And up top, Keiman Togashi, the striker from Japan, born in the U.S., but has played in Japan. I'm excited to see how he blends in with this group.
Likewise. And the way things are shaping up right now, you have the transfer window opening in a couple days. You have the European transfer window closing in about a week. Garth Lagerway with Andy and Randy Thursday on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game said, this was 2 days ago, that the next 10 days would be decisive on where Atlanta United would end up with those two open designated player spots. There's certainly been a lot of reports about their pursuit of a striker and their pursuit of another player with a somewhat familiar name. But as of right now, nothing's done. Nothing is over the finish line yet. So for Togashi, and even, let's say even you are able to get your intended signings over the finish line by the start of the regular season, quite frankly, over the last 5 years, Atlanta United has had to play 3 or even 4 different strikers over the course of a year. So this is not going to be, I think, the last you're going to see of Cameron Togashi this year.
No, I think we'll see plenty of Cameron Togashi this season. The familiar name, look, there was what possibly some could construe as a farewell subbing off today in the other league that he plays in. I don't know how vague we need to be. I think everybody knows who we're talking about. It's interesting. It's going to be very interesting if that deal gets over the line. The striker position, look, that's a position that you have a number of clubs all over the world that are trying to get a striker right now. So the market's chaotic. The market is absolutely chaotic with Premier League teams in this same kind of market that Atlanta United is in. What's been fascinating to watch during this silly season, and yeah, the MLS window opens in a couple days. It's been roughly open. People can go ahead and make signings, and guys are already in preseason. That's just a registration thing. But watching the reaction around the world with the names that Atlanta United is linked to, with the price tags that are linked to Atlanta United, you're talking about, whether we're talking media around the world, whether we're talking fans around the world, they are shocked at where Atlanta United is shopping and how aggressively they are shopping. MLS as a whole, and this was something that jumped out to me this week, MLS is 4th in the world right now in transfer spend in this window. If the rumors are true and if the deals get done in the ballparks that Atlanta United is talking about, that could jump MLS as a whole to 2nd in the world behind the Premier League in transfer spend in this window. I think that says a lot about where the league is as a whole, but it also says a lot about where Atlanta United is. And we've been talking about this since last summer. We know the transfers that went out, we know the positions that you want to bring in, and we know the level of the kind of player that you want to bring in. It's going to be a very interesting couple of weeks here in Atlanta to get these deals over the line and see what this team can look like with those level of additions up on top of the roster.
Atlanta United will kick off to begin the second half and attack the goal to our right here in Chattanooga. Again, we are scoreless. Atlanta United wearing training tops, light gray shirts basically with no numbers. The trunks are from their Resurgence kits, light blue with dark blue numbers and trim. Chattanooga wearing black shirts and trunks with white numbers and trim. Josh Cohen now in goal for Atlanta United. And I believe Michael Beretta has been subbed in at goalkeeper for Chattanooga.
Spent some time in Atlanta United's academy. Michael Beretta's father played for the Atlanta Ruckus back in the day. Throwback for you.
In fact, Beretta went to Dalton State, so a lot of Georgia connections for the Chattanooga keeper as the second half is underway. Jay Fortune playing a backwards diagonal on the left side to Ronald Hernandez, who gives it to Efren Morales, and he squares it off to the right now to Stian Gregerson, who passes down the near touchline to Ronan Wynn. And here is a good ball now into the near corner where it'll be sent to the penalty spot and headed down into the ground by Robert Screen of Chattanooga. Still loose near the penalty spot. It'll be volleyed away and cleared by Chattanooga for an Atlanta throw.
Saba Lobja needs a shot out of a cannon down the right side to start this second half. The session I saw on Tuesday at Flowery Branch in the indoor facility, Saba was everywhere and putting almost everything into the back of the net as well.
It's thrown into Will Riley by Wynn, and he bodies it out for a throw on the near touchline. And now Chattanooga has it with trialist number 21 throwing it in outside their defensive third. Down the near touchline where Gregerson jumps and goes over the back of trialist number 18 to win the ball and foul him. So Chattanooga with a free kick now just in front of the halfway line.
Going to be a lot of trialists in the second 45 for Chattanooga.
And again, if you're just joining us, two things. You're getting the radio description if you're watching the stream because this match is being broadcast on radio. And secondly, we are complying with Nashville or Chattanooga's request to not identify their trialists. With it now is Jesus Ibarra on the near touchline for Nashville. He steps over the ball. Ronan Wynn swipes at it, but it rolls back to trialist number 21 in front of the left halfway line. Trialist number 30, who started the game now, squaring off to the far side. It's returned to trialist number 30. The left back is Chattanooga, still in a 4-3-3. Now it is Nick Mendoza, a 23-year-old from Miami, Florida, dropping it back to trialist 30 again. Here is a loose touch that plays the ball to Atlanta. And streaking down the left wing now is Edwin Mosquera. Mosquera takes it into the near corner, now cuts back towards the end line, and is spun away by Amzihan Sid Mohammed and fouled just outside the left side of the 18.
Togashi was involved in winning that ball back for Atlanta United. Really liked the counter pressure from him, and then Mosquera drawing the foul. Good work in the 1v1, as you've come to expect from Edwin Mosquera.
So it'll be a free kick about 15 yards off the end line, angled to the extreme right of the goalkeeper Beretta, and Saba is standing over the ball. One-man Chattanooga wall. Saba sends it into the back post. It's caught by Beretta.
Big shout out to Beretta's alma mater as well. The Dalton State Roadrunners won the NAIA National Championship. First title for Dalton State. They won that in the fall.
It's a big, big accomplishment for that program.
Hasn't been around that long. That program's very young, and they've become one of the top NAIA men's programs in the country right now.
Really further cements that Northwest Georgia City is one of the soccer hubs in the state, if not the southeastern United States. As Chattanooga earns a throw off of Morales on the far touchline. It'll come just outside the attack, but theirs is dropped into Amzihan Sid Mohammed. Chattanooga plays backwards into their own half. Trialist number 30 with a loose touch. It's poked away, and it's going to bounce off to Ronan Wynn on the near side. He tries to chop it down the middle, and the ball is tipped to the end line and out for goal kick to Chattanooga.
He did a better ball there from Wynn. Good opportunity. It almost fell his way.
So a right to left goal kick here for Chattanooga. So we're about to cross into the 50th minute of a scoreless match. Fourth all-time meeting between these teams is cleared down the left wing. Knocked down by Gregerson. Up into the Chattanooga half where it is scooted on to Riley. He'll drop it back to Wynn, and now the ball deflects to Morales, who steers it off to Ronald Hernandez on the left side behind the halfway line. He'll play it up to Mosquera. Mosquera now dropping it back to Morales. And Ephraim will back pass to Josh Cohen, the goalkeeper. Cohen made 2 starts and 3 appearances in MLS play last year. He also played in the Open Cup and Leagues Cup. In fact, he won an Open Cup shootout against Charleston last year. This is driven by Schleich up to Hernandez, who stood up and dispossessed at the halfway line. It rolls to Sid Mohammed, and then that is taken away. Atlanta trying to counter now from left to right with Mosquera in front of the left halfway line. They'll scoot it back to Hernandez. Centered to Schleich above center circle. He'll curl it off to the right to Gregerson, who drives it down the middle, and this is going to deflect off Mendoza into the near corner. It's going to go out for an Atlanta throw. And it is dropped in quickly by Ronan Wynn. Fires it ahead. I think this is Wynn on the ball now. Riley is on it and steers it back down the near touchline where Jay Fortune taps it back to Stian Gregerson. Now Fortune bouncing it back into center circle where coming off center spot is Morales, and he'll curl it ahead to Mosquera on the left wing. He waves everyone forward. Now Mosquera slaloming back to the left, giving it to Hernandez, who scoops it back into the far corner to Mosquera. He pulls it away from the corner flag. He's in a 1v2 now as Chattanooga tries to pitch it down the far touchline. They do successfully as Sid Mohammed is able to walk it out of the defensive third. Then the ball won back by Atlanta outside of center circle with Bartek Schleich. They'll roll it down the middle to Jay Fortune. Played down the left wing to Mosquera. Mosquera along the far touchline. Dancing along the touchline and stopping at the corner of the 18. The ball tipped back by Fortune to Schleich. He fires it forward. It's blocked away. Second ball is deflected by trialist number 30 for Chattanooga. Rolls back to Gregerson. And now it is knocked backwards by Fortune to Morales. Frenetic play here in the 52nd minute as Hernandez has it for Atlanta. Dribbling down the left channel, then trying to backheel it towards Mosquera. It was tipped by Sid Mohammed, but Mosquera gets the ball back. Now behind the left halfway line is Efrain Morales. And Schleich pitch it behind center circle to Gregerson, who will come forward down the right side. Now this is bounced into the near corner and tackled away. Nice play by Jesus Ibarra for Chattanooga. Springing a counter from right to left for Chattanooga now. Here is trialist number 18, bouncing it into the center of the park to Robert Screen, coming all the way down the right wing to Sid Mohammed. At the top of the 18, he takes a touch. He rolls it to the penalty spot where it's blocked by Morales and cleared. Atlanta now trying to wind it up from left to right. This is fired ahead towards Togashi, whose pass in the middle is intercepted by Mendoza. Second ball for Screen, knocked away by Fortune. 3v3 for Atlanta with Fortune coming straight down the middle. Options on either flank, and he overhits a pass down the left wing that will roll all the way out for goal kick.
That was a preseason pass. Fortune has to do better in that moment. Not on the same page with Togashi, who these are the first minutes that they have played together in any kind of competition. Got to find that connection, but also be a little more patient in that situation.
53rd minute of a scoreless match. Chattanooga off the goal kick from right to left. They play down the far touchline where this is punched into the Atlanta half and overhit again. Morales in the left defensive third will clear it up to Fortune.
It is an all-trialist back line for Chattanooga here in the second 45.
Let's see if Atlanta can put it under. So here's a giveaway by Morales. Taken right back, though, by Will Riley. Atlanta tries to escape down the right wing. Bartek Schleich will win the ball and pass ahead to the halfway line.
Great work by Schleich to clean all of that up. A couple of wayward passes.
However, it's given back away by Atlanta. Here comes trialist number 21 playing into the box on the left side, and having to make a play is Efrain Morales. He's able to tip it past his man, and then it is saved off the end line by Gregerson, who's able to pitch it clear down the near touchline. And it'll be tipped away from Togashi for a throw by Chattanooga.
It's great work by Wynn to keep that one alive, trying to break, but the passes have been really sloppy for Atlanta here in the second 45. Got to find a little bit of security here with the ball.
Off the throw, it's Morales behind center circle for Atlanta United. Flicking it up to Fortune, and drops it back to Gregerson now. It'll come up to the right halfway line and continue into the Chattanooga half and play it on to Wynn. Overlapping is Saba in the near corner. He's got it. He dribbles into the box to the end line. Cut back, cross. The penalty spot is loose. It's blocked away by Chattanooga. To Saba at the end line. Tries to drop it back to Wiley. Dribbles past his man. Here's another cross. And then a tip right at the center of the goal mouth. Goes wide of the near post. And out for goal kickoff of Togashi.
Togashi had no business even getting a touch on that ball as Riley took it to the end line and drove it across. Togashi's just trying to get a deflection to put it on goal. Got a little bit more contact than he wanted on that.
Chattanooga from right to left. Here's another steal at the halfway line, worked by Ronan Wynn, who drops it back to Schleich. Back to Wynn, who passes to Fortune at the left or right halfway line. And now Atlanta playing backwards down their right side to Gregerson, who will back pass all the way to Josh Cohen at the edge of the 6. 56th minute of a scoreless match. See, maybe 2 big chances for Atlanta, 1 big chance for Chattanooga. Morales gives it back to Cohen at the penalty spot. He'll bounce it up the right wing to Wynn. He'll drop it back into the near defensive corner to Gregerson, who will pitch clear up to the halfway line. Togashi coming back for the ball, was able to trap it, lose it, now trying to win it back. He bounces it off of trialist number 21. It's still loose on the left side for Chattanooga. Now Will Riley digging for it. It rolls, though, to trialist number 14, who pitches down the middle for Screen. Headed away from him, though, by Gregerson, who is able to clear it. Sloppy here in the second half both ways. His Fortune plays down the middle to Mosquera. He is dispossessed, but he was kicked in the belly and fouled in that process.
It's twofold. It is sloppy here in the second 45, but I think you're also seeing a lot of feistiness from both of these teams. They don't want this to end 0-0. They want to get out of here with a win, and that's the balance that you want. You want to figure out the way that you're going to play if you're Atlanta United and Chattanooga, but you also want to get a result at the end of the day.
Probably a little more pressure on Atlanta than Chattanooga in that regard.
I don't know. You have a new manager here in Chattanooga. You've got a lot of new faces. You have a lot of trialists who are trying to earn a contract.
There's a pass up for screen that is intercepted by Morales. Brings it down the far touchline into the Chattanooga half. He'll continue now. Efrain Morales, who worked this steal, sends it off the back of a frustrated Saba.
I think Saba made 3 different runs in that sequence, not quite in sync with Morales on the ball.
Now Ibarra is stuffed by Wynn. Rolls to Schleich, who gives it to Saba, who's come back over to the right side, and now it'll be dropped behind center circle to Morales. Kicked ahead to Hernandez on the left wing. They'll stop 40 yards from goal. Now pop it ahead to the far side of the 18. Here's a cross. That'll be kicked over the crossbar by Trialist 30 and out for a corner.
It's good work on that far side with opportunities for Atlanta inside the 6. Riley getting forward again. He's been great getting into the attacking third. Togashi and Lobjanidze were on the back post. It was cleared over the crossbar.
Saba will send this out of the far corner. Goal to our right. We're scoreless in the 58th minute. Saba puts his arm back up, and now in-swinger to the near post, punched by Beretta into the near corner. It will bounce out for an Atlanta throw.
You're seeing more and more teams do that kind of a corner kick setup, an in-swinger into a very crowded 6-yard box. It just invites chaos to the group chat, and sometimes you see goals materialize from just deflections and guys falling over one another.
Thrown into Riley, who gives it back to Wynn. Now Riley again on the right attacking third. Passes to the top of the arc where it is cleared by trialist number 31. Loose on the left wing. Schleich is going to come up to claim it and drop it back to Hernandez, who draws a foul.
Hernandez got stepped on there, it looked like, and that's, you're going to feel that one on a day like this.
No doubt, on a cold day. Amzihan Sid Mohammed with the foul. 21-year-old Algerian who came from Columbus Crew 2.
He didn't get stepped on. He got kicked across the knee. It wasn't a whole lot of force, but it's going to get a little bit of a talking to there from a referee, Amin Hadzic. The boot was high, and Hernandez is trying to make a point there. I think he got a little bit of contact on the skin on the knee.
Off the free kick, here's Mosquera on the far touchline. Just outside the attacking third. Tries to center it towards Riley. It's intercepted. Mosquera chasing the second ball. It's cleared, but Fortune is able to spin it back towards goal. He flicks it ahead to Mosquera. Back in the direction of Fortune. A lunging tackle to tip the ball away by a Chattanooga player over the far touchline. And then Sid Mohammed is able to knock it off of Riley and out for a throw. Chattanooga will make more subs now. Trialist number 12 and trialist number 19 coming on. Coming off, trialist number 30. Trialist number 30 was very good today. He
was.
He would get my early trialist of the match vote.
I agree.
All right, so that's one of the subs.
I think trialist 19 is going to go to center back.
I think you're right, and I think trialist 18 is out.
Trialist 18 is out. Trialist 12 is in. And I think the front line maybe has been readjusted for Chattanooga, so stay tuned.
It is a Chattanooga throw off the far touchline. This ball deflects high up in the air and will be trapped on the near side by Mendoza, who comes forward to the backside of center circle and then drops it back. It is an all-trialist back line now for Chattanooga. As Jason told you, and number 21's got it now. Now, I know this sounds ridiculous. We are complying by Chattanooga's request to not identify their trialists, but in order to give you a radio description, I have to at least give you a number, right? So this is over the head of Hernandez, out for a throw in the attacking third to Chattanooga.
I've done so many games with trialists, and I never quite knew how to do it, and you hit on this last year in St. Petersburg. And it's perfect, and I've stolen it in any other game I've done.
I'll take pride in that.
You should. It's perfect.
Here's a pitch to Screen, who's in an offside position as he tries to head it back to the top of the 18, and Atlanta will have the free kick. We don't anticipate Ronnie Dyla is going to make any second half subs with this group, although Atlanta United did bring a couple extra players as injury replacements just in case. Here's Gregerson with a dangerous back pass to Cohen that was almost intercepted. It's tipped back into the near corner to Gregerson, and now Atlanta trying to get out of the jam with Schleich, drawing a foul on the near touchline by trialist number 14. Hopefully Stian and Josh will work out whatever communication issue existed there.
Yeah, there's been a few of those.
Here is Morales walking it down the left channel and squaring to Gregerson on the right side. And Stian's going to go long over the top. Togashi trying to get behind the back line. And
it checked up on him.
He did as the ball checked up. It rolls, though, to Saba now on the near side. Saba will turn to face goal from 30 yards out. And he is tackled off the ball as it rolls out for a throw to Atlanta.
I hate that one for Togashi because he makes the right run. It's a good ball from Gregerson on a normal field. That would probably continue to go through. I guess the backspin on it made it check, and Togashi overran it.
Off the throw, Wynn trying to pivot around Screen, but Screen did just enough to force the ball back to a teammate, but then the clearing ball is blocked by Riley. Riley to Fortune, sent down the middle under hit for Saba, and cleared by a trialist. Into center circle to trialist 14. He spun over the ball cleanly by Morales. Second ball is loose. Screen's got it. And now he pitches up to Sid Mohammed, who's in behind Hernandez on the right wing. The ball checks up on him, though. They duel to the edge of the 18. Sid Mohammed now to the end line, and it's knocked out for a corner by Hernandez, who was in a tough spot, 1v1 defending.
It's a really good ball by Robert Screen, the 24-year-old from Raleigh, played in college at Kentucky. Second year here in Chattanooga. He knows he's going to get hit, and he does, but he puts it into a spot for Sid Mohan, who has a chance to try to get around Hernandez. Good recovery from Ronald Hernandez, who is playing at left back today due to the injury with Pedro Amador. Hernandez will be in that mix at right back with Brooks Lennon not quite training with the team yet.
Short corner out of the far corner for Chattanooga. And an underhit pass nearly stolen by Mosquera. Now it's pitched to the back post. And heading it clear and taking a hit is Gregerson and drawing a foul near the penalty spot.
It was one of the trialists for Chattanooga who I think was late to that and caught Gregerson, who won the header.
It may not have been Gregerson, actually. I thought initially it was him. I don't believe it's him.
It's not Gregerson, it's Schleich.
Thought it was Gregerson. It was in his spot, but it was Schleich. Getting a replay here if you're watching on the stream.
Yeah, it's very late to catch Schleich. I don't think bad intentions late. I think sloppy late, but it was sloppy.
Now the physios are going to be asked to check Bartek for a potential head injury, which is
you need to.
The correct thing.
I think the way that the contact came and maybe a little bit of after he got back to his feet, the referee wanted to make sure that Schleich is okay. That's proactive refereeing from Amin Hadzic. I think it could have been after he got back up and how he was moving around or how he looked. It's late, and it's to kind of the side/back of the head. The trialist comes in trying to win the header, not going to get there, and goes right into Schleich. He's getting checked out by this training staff. You have to be careful in these moments in general. You have to be especially careful in these moments in preseason. Atlanta getting someone ready just in case they have to make a change. We'll see if Bartek will be able to continue. They'll take their time here to assess him. You'd like to get the minutes for him on the field, but you also don't want to push anything if there's a possible head injury.
Bartek wearing number 99 today. Been told that the kit numbers that the players are wearing today are not official. So you might want to keep that in mind if you're getting the credit card out to make any purchases. These kit numbers are experimental for today. They have not yet been finalized.
Well, there could be some additions that maybe numbers change around a little bit. That's possible, too.
Very possible. Off the free kick, here's Morales with a back pass to Cohen, wide of his near post, slides it into the near corner to Gregerson, and he's going to flip it out.
Schleich is back on the field, by the way.
So back to 11 aside, but an attacking third throw here for Screen for Chattanooga. Into Ibarra, back to Screen. The ball pinballs over the head of Sid Mohan back to Ibarra at the left corner of the 18. He'll hand it off there to Screen. Now Chattanooga playing backwards to trialist number 21. And he'll slide it back even further behind the halfway line to trialist number 19. We're in the 67th minute. There is still no score. Chattanooga playing down the far touchline now. They'll be dropped back to trialist number 18 behind the right halfway line. And now their left center back, trialist number 19, gives it to trialist 18, their right center back. This is nearly popped over the head of Mosquera. He's able to flick that out for a throw rather than be sombreroed, and Chattanooga will throw against an Atlanta press on the far touchline. Mosquera gets a piece of that and goes lunging for it. The ball rolling back now towards the goalkeeper, Beretta, and he'll trap at the edge of the 18. Beretta restarts it down the right side to trialist number 19. They'll walk it forward towards the halfway line and pass to Sid Mohan. He immediately back passes to Beretta, the goalkeeper, again. Beretta now giving it to trialist 19, the left center back. They'll walk it forward out of the defensive third and pass on to trialist number 21 on the near touchline. Back to trialist number 19, who will back pass to Beretta. Would like for Atlanta to maybe get on the ball so I don't have to say trialist so much here. Cleared over the halfway line. Stian Gregerson trying to make a play here. He tips the ball, but it rolls to Ibarra, who sprints into the left side of the 18. The cross is off of Gregerson, and now Morales is able to scoot it out down the left wing and out for a throw.
Nice spin there by Morales to get out of a jam.
Thrown in, can't be offside on the throw. Sid Mohan in the left end line. He fakes the cross and now puts a cross in that'll be smothered by Cohen at the near post.
Yeah, it took a deflection there. Good work by Atlanta to defend that sequence.
Mosquera cannot get past the right back, though, for Chattanooga, and Chattanooga's got it again now behind center circles. We're in the 69th minute.
That's trialist number 13 at right back.
Well, trialist number 13 had Edwin in his bag there. Now he comes down the right channel and is able to advance the ball down the far touchline where it will be tipped out by Hernandez for a Chattanooga throw. Chattanooga has been the better side here in the last 5 minutes, in my estimation. As off the throw, Sid Mahan slaloms through traffic but cannot get past Jay Fortune, who takes it away from him and now sends it down the middle to center spot. And this is Togashi playing it into the run of Saba, who wants the overlap from Wynn, and he's getting it down the right wing. Saba coming down the right wing, ahead to Wynn at the end line. Here's his cross, blocked. The rebound is kicked off the end line by Chattanooga. Back into the midfield where it's scooted ahead by Hernandez to Schleich.
Good recognition by Hernandez to come all the way across to win that and keep it moving.
Schleich ahead to Saba again in the right attacking third. Squared to Wynn. Back to Saba, right end line, across to the near post, blocked away again by Chattanooga. And then cleared by Ibarra over the top. Hernandez heading it forward. Now it pops into the air towards Schleich. Schleich will direct his header backwards to Gregerson, and Gregerson is clobbered at the right halfway line and fouled by trialist number 14.
Trialist number 14 is not making any friends today.
Well, you got to make a statement if you're playing as a trialist.
You do. It's true.
It's thrown into, or set up to win off the free kick. He'll drop it back to center circle to Fortune. 70th minute now as Morales plays it down the left wing to Mosquera. He turns and dribbles towards the attacking third on Sid Mohan. Into the far corner, Mosquera. Can he turn the corner? Here's his cross. Headed away in front of the near post, out to Sid Mohan. It bounces to the top of the 18, and Chattanooga's got it. They're going to try to counter from right to left now. It is spiked away at the halfway line by Morales, but it rolls to Jesus Ibarra at the left halfway line. He is stood up there by Wynn, and then he pulls Wynn down and fouls him on the near touchline.
Been really impressed with Ronan Wynn in this one at right back. He's trying to earn a contract, whether with the first team or the second team here in Atlanta. The Auckland, New Zealand native, played in college at Denver, played 70 games there, came up through the Wellington Phoenix Academy. He looks the part at this level. He's had good combination work with Saba Lobjanidze on the right side. He's defended well, showing a little bit of savviness there, drawing the foul.
Here's Hernandez, a beautiful ball up to Mosquera at the left end line, and it's going to bounce over the end line for goal kick. Maybe just a little too much heat on that ball, and it will be goal kick to Chattanooga.
Yeah, the touch from Mosquera, a little too much on it. Trialist number 13, who's been around the block a little bit. I think he shows his experience there. in preventing Mosquera from getting there to put in a cross.
Trialist number 13 going into the mine and pulling out a great play.
That's true.
Now, here is Schleich in a 1v2 along the near touchline. Dances out of that and advances it to Wynn, who plays down the wing to Riley. Ahead to Saba now in the near corner. Saba takes a touch. Here's Saba's cross the near post. It's over the head of Beretta. Digging for it, Fortune at the edge of the 6, but it lands to a trialist who clears. Out to Schleich now at the top of the arc. Schleich is then knocked down, and cleanly taking the ball away from him is screened. Here's Chattanooga trying to counter from right to left again. Sid Mohan on the near touchline. Out of a tackle by Wynn. And then it's knocked away by Fortune, but it still bounces down the near touchline. Fortune gets up off the ground, wins the ball, and then is knocked down and fouled by Sid Mohan.
Wynn recovered there to help win it back. Fortune draws the foul. Game getting a little more physical. Schleich angry he didn't get a call. I think it was a good no call. Screen won the ball back. But the game's getting very, very feisty here in the last 20 minutes.
You're hearing it in my voice. There's a lot of action in this game. It's not necessarily the most beautiful football I think we've ever seen, but we are getting some action here in the 73rd minute of a scoreless match. Here's Morales deep in the play, coming down the left wing and passing to Hernandez. Center to Mosquera, pitched over the top for Togashi. Headed away and then sent back in by Hernandez to the penalty spot for Saba. Cleared, though, by a trialist. Chasing it down, though, on the left wing is Hernandez. Good hustle. He's able to flick it in front of center circle to Schleich. Schleich turns and gives it back to Hernandez now in the left channel. Hernandez sending it down the middle. Togashi with a header at the penalty spot. Blocked. Gets it back. Dribbles and shoots. And saved at the post nearest to the shot by Beretta.
Cayman Togashi is all action. He's all over the place in the attacking third. He goes for the header. He goes to win the second ball off of his own header, and he fires in a good shot. Beretta, good positioning on the near post.
Here's a good ball sent up to screen by the left back trialist. It's deflected out off of screen for a throw on the near touchline by Gregerson. But Chattanooga's got some trialists who are playing very well out of this back line here in the second half. Everything that's been put into danger by Atlanta has been, for the most part, handled well by them. It's thrown into Wiley on the Riley.
Throwback.
Throwback. Will Riley, not Wiley, but he deflects it out for a throw in the near touchline.
He played with Caleb Wiley in the academy before going to Stanford. Riley was one of Stephen Glass's favorite players coming through the academy, getting a lot of time with Atlanta United too, before taking up the offer from Stanford.
Players colliding off the throw, screen, turning and firing it down the right wing. And it's a bar at the right corner of the 18, dribbling to the end line and putting a tough angle shot in that is headed out for a corner at the post nearest to the shot by Morales.
Probably looking cross there, Ibarra, but Morales with a good play to put that over the bar as Chattanooga will make a sub before we get to the corner.
Trialist number 14, who has been a physical presence for them, comes out now, and trialist number 32 will replace him.
I don't think he's quite in the running for trialist of the match.
No.
Number 14.
No.
But not bad.
No. Trialist number 30's got my vote for now.
I'm with you on that.
There's still time, though. If a trialist should score to win the game, you'd almost have to look at that.
I think so. Trialist number 13 has been impressive as well.
Yes. Trialist number 13 looks kind of familiar there. I feel like we've seen him before.
I think we have.
75th minute. Coming out of the far corner. Goal to our left for Chattanooga. It's an in-swinger into the 6 that's caught by Cohen.
This has turned into Mystery Science Theater at times.
What we can tell you for sure is that we have a scoreless match.
Yes, we know that.
Jay Fortune tipping this down the near touchline to Ronan Wynn. Wynn will let that roll up to Saba now. He centers it back to Wynn. Poked ahead. Riley back to Saba in a 1v1. And trialist number 12 dispossesses him. A good play. And then in the counter action, it pinballs out for a throw to Chattanooga. Atlanta will step up to press in the near defensive corner.
He's kind of stuck underneath him. Riley needed a little more on that pass to spring Saba. I think you're seeing from Saba the competitiveness that he has. Every play, he's pumping his fist. He wants the ball back. He's trying to make something happen.
Off the throw. Chattanooga trying to work it up the near touchline, and a player goes down. Draws a foul on Will Riley. That's trialist number 21.
I think a trampoline ended up on that side of the field. That did not look natural.
77th minute now as this is pitched by trialist number 21 down the middle. Ronald Hernandez cleanly makes the play by trapping it and back passing to Cohen, who pitches clear down the middle. And trialist number 21 has it. He hands it off to Mendoza below center circle. Now they'll play to the right back, and he'll send it down the far touchline to Jesus Ibarra, the 27-year-old from Raleigh, North Carolina, who played 1 year in Sweden. Back into the Chattanooga half, where now they'll try to play down the left side, but Saba steps in front of Trialist 21. So he'll go back to Trialist number 19, squaring to Trialist number 18, the right center back, who'll pitch down the middle where Morales collides with the Chattanooga player. The ball trickles over to Ibarra now on the far touchline, 40 yards from goal. He dribbles off the touchline into the middle of the park, and now passes in front of center circle, where the ball will be allowed to roll to the halfway line. It'll be poked forward there. Will Riley digging for the ball. Togashi applying pressure as well. Now here is Sid Mohan. Past win, but for a moment as it's knocked away by Fortune back into the Chattanooga half as we cross into the 78th minute.
Good flick by Mendonça to play that one back to the Trialist back line.
And now down the right wing, here's a pass to the edge of the 6. A collision with Gregerson as the ball rolls over the end line and out for goal kick. Stian Gregerson doing a very, very good job handling that moment of danger for Chattanooga.
Gregerson joined the group just a little bit later in preseason, and he's getting up to fitness. We've seen some good and some frustrating from him today, but that was a very nice defensive play, cutting across, preventing the opportunity.
In the 78th minute, Atlanta playing from left to right off the goal kick. Here is Gregerson squaring it to Cohen from his penalty spot, passing up to Morales. They'll scoop it down the middle to Schleich, and he'll fire it over to Hernandez on the far touchline. Hernandez now cutting inside and dropping it back to Schleich. Schleich behind center circle will flick it off to the right to Gregerson. Gregerson now noticing the run coming from Wynn, gives it to him. Wynn slides it ahead, a beautiful ball to Saba. Oh, they call him offside.
Maybe a step. It was close. Saba's not really complaining too much. I think you're seeing, as we've seen the ball check up a few times, it feels like the surface is a little sticky. Like the ball isn't quite rolling true, and Wynn kind of got it stuck in his feet. Couldn't get the pass off. Saba turning around like he wanted that ball sooner, and I think he just couldn't time it as Wynn couldn't get the pass off.
79th minute of a scoreless match. Chattanooga off their free kick. Trialist 18 squaring to Trialist 19. Their left center back will walk it up to the left halfway line now and flick to the near touchline to Trialist number 21. Now it is Trialist number 19 again, turning, and a hard back pass to Beretta, who's got to make a play at the near end line. He just has to scoop it over the head of Togashi and out for an attacking third throw to Atlanta United.
Beretta's not going to be happy about that ball that was played back to him.
Thrown into Riley in the near corner. He traps and flicks to Wynn. Wynn at the near corner flag takes a touch, and his cross is blocked out by Mendoza. It's going to be a corner for Atlanta United. So we cross into the 80th minute. Saba will walk into the near corner to send this in. No official stats being kept today, but this feels like it's about the 8th corner of the game for Atlanta.
Mike, I think we have more trialists getting ready to check in.
Oh, good. Here it comes into the goal mouth. Header! Score! Atlanta United solves the problem. In the 80th minute, they get a goal on a set piece to take a 1-0 lead here in Chattanooga.
Great service from Lobjanidze to the back post.
Believe it is Ronan Wynn with the goal.
I think it was Ronan Wynn who got that. He earned the corner. Lobjanidze put in the header, top of the 6. Wynn just went up and won it. Won the physical battle at the top of the 6, put the header on frame. Good, really good service from Lobjanidze. And Ronan Wynn, who, again, is kind of in a trialist situation here for Atlanta, trying to earn a contract as a draft pick. That's going to help.
Used every bit of his 5'10" frame. The 23-year-old, originally from New Zealand and the University of Denver, gives Atlanta United the 1-0 lead. Saba with the assist. Off the kickoff, Nashville from right to left. This is fired into the near corner. It is run down by trialist number 20, who takes it to the end line. However, the offside flag is up. Chattanooga did make subs during that goal-scoring sequence. We'll try to catch up to that as best we can. But
it's 2 more trialists.
Well, I almost am tempted now just to identify players by position rather than number, because that might be more helpful to the radio audience.
Sometimes.
Here's a pitch by Hernandez up for Mosquera, knocked away by the right back, but it is going to fall now to Jay Fortune, who streaks down the middle, and he almost threaded that through to Togashi. Screen, I do know who that is now pulled down in the counteraction by Fortune.
Screen wearing the captain's armband for Chattanooga here in the second 45.
82nd minute, Atlanta United leading 1-0. This has not been an easy test for them in Chattanooga. The left back pitching it down the middle. It's over the head of Gregerson. That falls into the run of Ibarra. Cohen off his line, and Ibarra walks it into the net. Chattanooga equalizes in the 83rd minute.
Great response from Chattanooga after giving up a goal on a set piece. Ibarra gets the opportunity to equalize. Ball gets all the way through. Morales slides in, knocks it off of Ibarra. He stays with it, dribbles past Cohen, and dribbles it into the net, holding it up a little bit to slam it home. Ibarra with a nice bit of skill there to dribble past Cohen and make it 1-1.
An unassisted goal in the 83rd minute. Ibarra had the MLS Next Pro Goal of the Year last year. So I told you earlier, played 1 year in Sweden, had 7 goals last year for Chattanooga. And we're back level here in the 84th minute with Atlanta kicking off, moving from left to right.
Came to Chattanooga in their previous league before they joined Next Pro last season. He's got 10 goals for Chattanooga in official matches over the 2 leagues.
Fortune, a good ball up to Mosquera in the far corner. At the end line, his cutback pass may have rolled over the line. It did. It's out for goal kick. It was like squeezing a turnip, trying to find goal-scoring opportunities for 80 minutes here, and now things have opened up in the final 10 minutes of this preseason friendly.
Well, you're kind of in the same phase you were in the first half, where guys are tired, so you're getting all kinds of chaos in these last stages, and you're adding the urgency of trying to get a win today.
Nashville playing down the left wing, and here's a transition foul on Ronald Hernandez pulling down, Chattanooga's right back, and Ronald will be booked for that. That's the transition foul.
Yeah, that's the experience of Ronald Hernandez on the run. I think that's trialist 13. And Hernandez just says, no, you're not going to get past me. I'll take a yellow card.
Gentleman's yellow there on Ronald. He got his hand up pretty high, but no malintent by Ronald.
No, just to block him, yeah.
Nicest guys in the game.
A gentleman's yellow. I like that.
So it'll be a free kick for Chattanooga off the far touchline. This is walked forward now, about 40 yards from goal, and scooped back to the right halfway line to their right center back. He'll square it to the left center back, who will back pass to the goalkeeper, Beretta, who's about 30 yards off his line. He sends it back to the left center back on the near touchline. He bounces it over the halfway line now to right winger number 20. Now Nashville with trialist number 19, dropping it back to the goalkeeper, Beretta.
So is the full name trialist 20 left wing?
Yeah, we could go with that.
Is that the government name?
I doubt it. Here's Morales in another 1v1 down the far side, and the AR raising his flag to call a foul on Morales.
That's going to be a yellow. That might not be a gentleman's yellow to Efrain Morales. He has to go for that, and he's late to it.
Well, I think what you're seeing, you've touched on this, and it happened at the end of the first half, too. The legs, obviously, not there for Atlanta United right now. Only 2 weeks into their training camp, a training camp that, by the way, has been disrupted due to weather.
Yeah.
They had to practice indoors a couple days this week in Flowery Branch. They started training camp a day later than they wanted to because of the ice storm that happened during the first round of the NFL playoffs. And that was where everyone in Atlanta got snow. So you're starting to see it. The fitness is waning here for Atlanta United in the 86th minute, and Chattanooga has an attacking third free kick on the right wing. Angle to Cohen's left from 30 yards out. This is sliced. The penalty spot bounces all the way through. Tip, score! Chattanooga takes the lead. Atlanta United unable to clear a bouncing ball on their 18, and Chattanooga has scored a potential game winner. And I believe it's Robert Scream.
The sloppiness has come back to bite Atlanta United. A free kick conceded, and a free kick where it's good delivery, but Chattanooga is able to get a couple of touches on this, knocked back across to the near post and put home. It's a really well-delivered ball with the left foot. It takes a deflection off of Togashi, then passed back across by one trialist to another.
It's trialist number 31 who scored.
The right center back trialist has put that one home, and Atlanta scored first, but Chattanooga has answered very well to take the 2-1 lead.
88th minute, Atlanta United kicking off and moving from left to right. In my memory, and I could be wrong, I do not remember Atlanta United ever losing a preseason friendly to a second division team, although I could be wrong on that, but I don't remember that happening. I do remember some draws, including last year, a draw to Memphis where Atlanta United was really outplayed in Athens. Here is Wynn trying to scoop this down the near touchline. It's intercepted from Saba. Riley tips it away, though, gives it to Saba. Back to Riley, down the middle, Togashi trying to stab it back to Riley. Advance to Togashi, who goes to ground trying to knock it forward to Saba, but it's intercepted. Now Wynn trying to win the ball back and does. Now the AR puts the flag up. So that was very interesting. Trialist number 20 went to ground. The referee waited for him to get up. The AR then raised his flag to call a foul.
Yeah, the flag came up on the initial challenge from Wynn. I don't think there's much in it. I think Trialist 20 might win the award for best acting job of the day. But he gets the call. The AR put the flag up and popped it, and the referee believes his AR in that situation.
The free kick, a long diagonal intercepted by Hernandez, who flicks to Fortune behind center circle. Atlanta trailing 2-1 in the 89th minute. Down the wing for Schleich. Tipped away from Saba by by Chattanooga's left back. I'm getting my Tennessee cities confused now. It is cleared to center spot to Ronald Hernandez. Atlanta United looking for an equalizer here in the 89th minute. Edwin Mosquera on the left wing. Slowly, now flicking it back to Fortune, who centers it to Saba, who's come over to the left side. He'll give it to Hernandez, who drops it back to Fortune. Fortune in the central channel. Taken down and fouled in the central channel about 35 yards from goal. 90th minute now, Atlanta United looking for an equalizer. They'll send everyone up for this free kick.
Wouldn't expect much stoppage time. We didn't have any in the first half.
Saba to the left of the ball, Hernandez to the right. Ball square to the far post. Saba now will re-spot the ball a little bit more square to the center of the goal mouth. I think Saba's going to take this against a two-man Chattanooga wall. There's the whistle. Saba floats it to the penalty spot. Morales header! He's offside. It was saved anyway by Beretta. The offside flag came up, but it was saved anyway on a dive by Beretta.
Beretta had it covered. It's a good save from the local product.
Good ball, though, by Saba.
Yep.
It's good service. He had the assist on the goal by Ronan Wynn in the 80th minute. And now Nashville trying to see this game, oh, my God. Chattanooga trying to see this game out from right to left as Ibarra, who scored the equalizer, bounces it over to screen on the far touchline. It'll be passed out. They're going to play 2 added minutes.
Okay.
This was last off Atlanta United. Well, your announcer is rusty. The team, maybe not rusty, but out of fitness. We'll get it all right by February 22nd, we hope. Here's an error by Chattanooga as bounces off them for a throw to Atlanta.
That's what preseason is for.
Yeah, exactly right. Here is a pitch by Hernandez down the middle, headed away from Saba, but to Wynn, who now punches this through to Saba at the right side of the 18. His cross to the back post is headed away. They were getting a run by Togashi to the back post, but it was blocked.
Trialist 31, who might be the trialist of the game. He edged that one away.
He absolutely has to be now. Trialist 20 past Saba, but runs into Gregerson, who clears it back to Saba. He then runs into his own teammate, Wynn. Wynn is able to poke it back to Saba, who centers it to Riley. To Fortune now coming down the central channel at the top of the arc. Into the box. Fortune spun down at the penalty spot. Referee waits for him to get up.
Yeah, I think he's looking for it, but there was contact.
Here's a steal, though. Toga Shi, who will float over to the right wing and then pass back to Will Riley. Now it is Fortune in the central channel, in traffic with a shot caught in the center of the goal mouth by Beretta. And we are 30 seconds away from this one coming to an end. Their play to Chattanooga. Their trialists were a big part of this second half rally where they came from a goal down to take the lead. Hernandez heading this off the far touchline. Now the ball deflects out off Atlanta for a Chattanooga throw with 10 seconds to go in the game. Atlanta throw. And it's thrown in where Schleich will send it past Wynn to Saba, back to Wynn at the right side of the 18. It's crossed the back post. Mascara volley. What a save by Beretta to save the game. Tipping it over the crossbar.
Corner Atlanta. Beretta, who got experience in Atlanta United's academy, makes a huge save for Chattanooga.
Incredible save. They're going to let Atlanta take the corner. This will be the final kick of the game in all likelihood. Out of the near corner, Saba. Back post again. Headed backwards into the far corner to Ibarra. Whistle should come at any moment as Ibarra clears. Down the far touchline, and that's it. And Atlanta United in their preseason opener has been defeated by MLS Next Pro side Chattanooga in comeback fashion 2-1.
A great second half for mostly a trialist group from Chattanooga FC. They get the win here at home in front of a big crowd at Finley Stadium. Ronnie Dyla is never going to admit this publicly, but this is exactly how you'd like to have it drawn up when you're talking about a team finding its competitiveness, finding its intensity, and fighting every single time they step on the pitch. He has something to point to now. He has a shared experience with this group to point to. It's got to be better next week over in Birmingham as this team continues to ramp up for opening day at the Benz in late February.
Remember, it is only a preseason game. But
good luck with that one.
Yeah, well, and you can judge for yourself what you have seen and heard today. It was not a pretty performance by any stretch for Atlanta United, but again, you are only 2 weeks into the preseason. There is a long way to go, and we have not yet seen this roster in its final form either. So it's Chattanooga, 2-1 winners over Atlanta United this afternoon. We'll wrap things up in a moment on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. See there? Yeah, that's Cohen is violent to